This is Lisa Tucker, host of The Book Cover, which showcases local literary personalities. So listen to The Book Cover on the borderline. And remember, don't judge a book by its cover. Hi, you're listening to The Book Cover. I'm Lisa Tucker. You're listening on the borderline. And today I have a newbie joining us today, Jeffrey Wright. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Now, I have not heard of you before, so I'm going to assume this is your first book?
It is.
Okay, good, because I haven't heard of you before.
Yeah, well,
no, I'm glad.
Also I'm just starting to promote it and get it going.
Yeah. So when was it released?
Great question. I don't remember.
Like within the year or 4
Yeah,
years
it's
ago?
been less than a year.
Oh, less than a year. Okay.
Or maybe about a year. I can't remember. Time's been flying.
So the book is called Chains of Kings. And when I read the synopsis on Amazon, I was really excited because it's right up my alley. So we already discussed that it's not romantasy.
No.
No, is that what it's called? Romantasy?
Yeah, but
this is not what it is. But
No.
It is fantasy.
Yes.
And there are, so I like, the keywords I read were dark magic and hero, which I really enjoy. Are there dragons?
No, there were giants, and there's going to be one in the end.
Okay.
So the first book, it's part of a series, and I'm working on the second.
Okay.
Just to get that right out there.
Yes. So how many?
There's going to be 3. It's a trilogy.
Okay.
That is the original plan anyway, and things might change, but if it changes, it'll be for more, not less books.
Okay, good. That's good for the reader.
There's going to be as well other off-branch books that support it. So I don't live on Earth. I've explained this to everybody that knows me. It's like I'm not.
You
really
or the
on Earth.
person who wrote the book?
Me.
You, Jeff.
Yes.
Okay.
Like this whole world almost exists in my head. And so there's a lot of background stories. There's the gods that are talked about in it. So it's based in that. There's a lot of the magic that comes from the gods in all the ancient world that has never really been brought forward until now in the book.
Okay.
And as it goes through the story, really it's just about I can't even word it because my brain's starting to run on the other stuff. But it's this interesting story about how you're following these specific characters, 3 main characters and their specific storylines. 2 of them merge in this book. One of them doesn't, but they're all connected by the common enemy.
Okay.
And as the story unfolds, that's when you start discovering things that were in the ancient times are now happening that they shouldn't be. They've never happened for either ever. So they were only stories.
Okay.
Right. And now they're like becoming reality.
Yeah.
And it's a bit gruesome.
See, that interests me because I'm a big believer that the lore of our indigenous, any indigenous community, whether it be here in North America, in Australia, in Mexico, the lore, there's a root of truth, I believe.
Yeah.
And is that what you're doing? Like you're bringing these these stories to life? In
essence, yes. Actually, a lot of it is like there is a lot of influence from like Christianity, and then there is quite a few other outside. I really like history. Yeah. And I love mythology.
Yes.
And studying those kinds of subjects are great.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm pulling elements from it to inspire some of it, but it's all make believe. It's all in my head. None of it's. If you go looking into it, there isn't much like that.
So if I come across a word or a story, I'm not going on Google and looking for it because it's just from your mind.
Yeah, I put an index in the front of the book for you.
Oh, you did? Okay,
yeah,
good.
So you have a list of all the names, the places, and the individuals that are involved.
Okay, good.
Even if they're like briefly mentioned. Some names I deliberately omit from the story. So there's a story following the story of Jorge. He's a younger man. He was an apprentice for a master potter. And it sounds kind of dumb as I say it out loud, but
no,
anyway,
it sounds interesting.
I never give the master potter's name. And so
he's just the master potter.
He's just the master potter, and he's an older man. Like he's an old man.
Yeah.
And he was apprenticing under him. They were in like wrong place, wrong time. They're both imprisoned and chained to a caravan of other prisoners. And they're all marching along, and then everything goes wrong because the caravan is attacked. So all the prisoners are attacked. All the guards that were doing them were attacked. Another group comes along that saves the day and keeps Jorg from being killed. But before they died, the old man quite literally had died on the march to where they were supposed to be going. And because like he was frail and couldn't do it, and they had him at the back of the procession. And then when he died, Jorg is left in the procession of other chained. Anyway,
is he dragging the body?
Dragging
behind?
the dead body.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking in my head.
So, and it's like they're not stopping, and instead of stopping, they're whipping his back to keep going. And it's what it is. It's to really make you hate a lot of the characters, but it's really to understand the harsh environment that has been left in the wake of the gods that it starts to unravel.
Okay.
So in ancient times, when man was just at the dawn of creation and the giants were actually quite flourishing because they're no more. They're an extinct species in the book.
In the book, okay.
What happened is that when they killed off all the giants, man rebelled against the gods and got rid of them. And now none of that is really talked about too much, but that is what it's alluding to.
It's the what do they call them? When a superhero has his origin story.
Yeah.
That's like the part of the origin. Yeah.
So, and when you start hearing of this, they're bringing back a god. And that's what they're trying to do through this whole book. And you're going in this like deep dive and following these characters, and then you get to the end of it. It's just, again, it's just like I'm rereading it right now to my son and skipping quite a few parts because I like to be descriptive in the battle scenes a bit.
Okay. How old's your son?
He is 10, so he doesn't need to hear all of the blade biting bone as it goes.
No,
and, yeah.
but as an adult reader,
yeah.
If you are emitting or getting your reader to emote either disgust or anger or hatred, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing as a creative writer.
Yeah, and I know that my wife goes, "Your book's gross." I'm like, yeah, parts of it are
beautiful. See, there's an emotion.
So
she's grossed out.
There's the three main characters. One I mentioned was Jorg. Wrong place, wrong time. That's his story.
Yeah.
The second book, similar, but it goes in a totally different way. Things unravel for him in a very positive way, but at the same time, without it comes with hardship. The next character that we have is Darius. Darius is a 14-year-old kid. Just first day out on training fields, their village is decimated by this common enemy across the whole thing. And I mean, like, very few survivors from the village that they had. And they're like a trading hub because they're right where their position is. I have a whole world. It's all drawn out for you.
Is there a map?
Yeah, there's a map.
Oh, yeah.
So you can follow where these people are coming from and going, and where things are happening. And his dad is like this big, clearly the chief of the village, and it's evident, but he is killed during this attack without his efforts of saving quite a few people, though. And Darius, of course, he's only 14. He's still trying to come to terms with who he is. So he's irrational. Everything he does is quick, and he's running off and basically trying to get himself killed because he's irrational.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, he's 14. He's a little bit more of a risk taker that way. And his story is probably the most interesting because he goes from being that, like, he's a bigger kid, right? His dad was big. He's naturally a bigger person. He's almost adult size, like broader in the shoulders is how I describe him. But by the end of the book, he goes from being like afraid, over emotional, to like you could see the callous coming in of the war and the fighting and the death and everything that's having on him. Like, things are snapping in his brains because he wasn't ready for it all.
Yeah.
It is if you start getting into the psychology of it all, because of I took some education in social service working, so I love the psychology and the philosophy.
Yep.
And a big part of it is what I'm describing without saying it is he's experienced significant trauma, and it's creating personality traits or even disorders, and he's starting to cope and use different mechanisms. And as he's moving along the story and he's developing as a character, it seems like, oh, he's becoming more of a hero, which he is, but it's coming at a cost of basically trauma, severe trauma, and all of the hardships of those situations. The third character is a girl by the name of Sacha.
Okay, I'm glad you have a girl.
She is a female warrior, hardcore badass. Just straight up everything you want
already.
In a woman. She is as equally ferocious as she is vulnerable because she still is feminine. Like, she doesn't let that part of her go. She uses it as a power in a sense. What it is about her story is like, she won't get a break. That is pretty much her story. Darius is more of the coming to terms, and Jorge is the wrong place, wrong time all the time. And Sacha's story is like, she's a warrior, but it's still to recognize that even though she is a woman, she's a warrior, she's skilled at fighting, she is still vulnerable to the people and things that are around her. When I say a warrior, I mean she's vicious. She is trained killer. She has a father figure in the army with her. The country kind of turns against them, wants them killed. There's more reasons as to why that's happening, and that's explained actually in the second book, not so much the first one. I leave the question of like, what is going on with their story?
Okay. Cliffhanger.
Yeah, so it's they didn't win, but it doesn't answer all the questions on purpose.
Okay.
Because it's such a there's so much to cover.
Yeah.
And I could just write forever, so I figured I'd break it up into 3 books instead of making it, some kind of weird manuscript.
So to hear you talk about this world and these people, how long have you been developing this story in your head? Like, you didn't, I know, as a writer, I know you didn't just sit down and say, I'm going to create this world. This has been in your head for a while. Yeah,
so this book, I had been working on it for, if I released it last year, it would have been almost 5 years that I've been developing it and creating it and rewriting it and working it.
So you've been living in this world for at least 5 years, but it was probably in your head a lot longer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've always... So I really do enjoy fantasy. One of my favorite books ever when I was younger was The Hobbit.
I was just going to say that. Yep.
I hate Lord of the Rings, and I'm going to get flack for that. I know. I found it so boring.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older and I'm listening to it on audio tape, which I don't really like to listen to books on audio tape, it is so much better than I thought it was because I was younger trying to read that book.
Yes.
So I don't necessarily hate it. However, it's not my favorite. I prefer the movies because it's so much less energy for me to read it.
Yeah.
But The Hobbit was one where I actually sat down and deciphered the language that's written in it.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to know what it said.
Do you speak Orcish now?
No. No, I'm not that far. Okay. I sound really, really nerdy. I am a nerd. I'm not going to deny that.
I only have nerds on the show.
But, well, good.
This is a nerd show, yeah.
But that's where it comes into the situation where it's like I love the idea of fantasy world, where anything can be anything. Like, there's no limitations.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. I mean, I live my life pretty much like that anyway.
Yeah.
With like my music career, right?
Yeah.
Because I figured, no, I'm going to be a star and I'm going to do it.
So we were talking about that a little bit before. And I usually ask people about their backgrounds, but your background is in music, and you decided to take a leap of not having a day job, and I'm using quotes, and dedicating all your time to your music, which is what you want to do, which is very courageous. That's huge.
If I didn't have my wife supporting me, it would be a different story. I would have found a different way to do it.
Yeah.
But because I have that support, I have someone in my corner who says, hey, this book's good. I have somebody who's saying, like, try it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
She's working. I mean, she's got, to paint a picture, so she has MS. Okay. So for her to even be in my corner while facing such a unique critical illness, it puts in a whole new level of respect for someone to even be in that situation. Somebody to say like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
And what that really, really means in that context.
It shows she has tons of respect for you as well.
She believes in me.
Wow, that sounds like someone great to have in your corner.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Laura.
Laura, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
She's very cute. I'll give her that.
Aw, that's cute. How long have you been married?
13 years? 14
Wow.
years? I can't remember.
And so are you the type of person that would go to her and say, I'm going to write a book, and she doesn't even shake her head because she knows that you just come out with these crazy things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay. My mother always said to me that if I came to her and said I was going to take a ship to the moon, she wouldn't even have flinched, because that's the kind of person I am too. Like they don't even shake their head at it. Yeah. So what's your educational background?
So I have some education from Sioux College in social service work.
Yeah.
I have tons of trade experience with drywall and carpentry. Little everything. I'm a jack of all trades.
So no writing. No formal writing.
No formal writing education. I did go to school, then I returned later to do business marketing.
Okay.
So marketing is where I have most of my education, and I use probably hardly any of it. It's not really my thing.
Even in marketing your book?
Oh yeah, I'm terrible at marketing.
Oh, okay. Most writers are. They too humble, especially Canadian writers.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah.
I use a lot of my energies more on the music than I do the book. The book is almost like a guilty pleasure. Let's just put it that way. It's something that I so strongly believe in, but I don't also want to make it my main focus.
Yeah.
My music lately has exploded in good ways for me.
Okay.
And so and I was born to be on stage in the center of attention.
You know what's going to happen? This is going to become a big hit because you're not, because you're the way you're looking at it. Your book is going to become a big hit. I can just see it now. I didn't want to be a writer. I wanted to be a musician.
I'm going to do both anyway.
Right? Yeah, right?
Well, I'm going to keep writing because
well, obviously you're going to keep writing because this is a substantial book. Like this has, let me just see how many pages are in it. 400 and some pages, and then there's 2 other ones
coming out. The second one will be most likely thicker.
At least 2 more.
Yeah.
Your characters, because once you start in your imagination, your characters sometimes take on a life of their own.
Yeah.
And they develop their own story within your head.
So there's a prelude here, which is another book, and it is of the giants, and it's actually it alludes to the last battle, like it talks of the last battle that the giants had, and it's there to give the readers a little bit of confusion on like, what does this have to do with it? You know, it connects at the end, but it's not about them at all. It's not about that. What it is about is the gods that are coming back. And the second book, so the first book's Chains of Kings. Second book is Chains of Man, and I use man as in like human population. And then this, of course, the last one is actually Chains of Gods. The first book, it's basically just setting the groundwork for everything, painting a picture of being like somewhat confusing. Because I want it to be a little bit in a way that says like things are happening, lots is happening, but it doesn't quite connect all the dots for you. So there's these acolytes in there that they're basically trying to bring back the god.
But lots of series, the girl with the dragon tattoo, the first, like there's 9 or 7 or anyway, I've read most of them. The first one can be very confusing because it's setting the stage, it's getting the characters, building the characters. Building the scene, building the world in your case, because this is a world that we don't know about. You have to describe everything to us because this is an unknown world.
So I like to, there's part of it that I do omit some parts of descriptions because I'd rather the reader imagine themselves.
Yeah.
If you're the type of reader who does that. And the first book is a lot of that. The second book will be about, basically, it's the gathering of the armies. That is what's happening. it's setting the stage for the political side of it without making it political. It is still going to be personal for the characters.
Right.
They're just going to see it all firsthand.
Right.
And then, of course, the last step, or the last book, I should say, the last phase of everything is living with the mistakes, and learning how to move forward from where they are. Because war doesn't result in good things for anybody. Even for the winner, there's losses, right?
Correct, yeah.
And so when that happens, our three main characters have to live with what has happened, no matter how it proceeds.
It's the aftermath.
Yeah. And so was their decision to do what they did right? And that's where it leaves the reader with a pretty well one of the biggest philosophical questions out there is this the right direction? Do I regret this, or can I celebrate this? And it is a question of what direction do we take that? And that's what I'm
Did you pull anything out of our real life news that's happening right now? Because I watched the news.
There's parallels everywhere. But no.
There's books everywhere. When you watch the news, there's a book in every minute of that. Some are comedies.
Oh, I would agree with that. Yeah. No, I didn't. A lot of what the book is about is, again, my parents, one time when I was a little kid, they tell the story to everyone more recently. When Jeffrey was a little kid, we'd find him in the backyard talking to leaves. And it was like I was talking to an imaginary whatever, because I was inventing something that I wasn't on Earth for. I was in this world. I pretend there was a city on the leaf, whatever it was. And I did do stuff like that. And I always have had my eyes on way bigger goals than an average person will want to maybe consider. Like I never wanted to work in banking. And then moving my way up through the ranks of the banking world, and I go, wow, this is not for me. I'm not for them, and they're not for me. This is great. I can walk away now.
Yeah. You dream big.
I like very, very big.
Yeah.
Like I will be on the Ryman on the Ryman stage, like Ryman Auditorium. I will be there.
Now, where's that?
That is Nashville.
Oh, okay. So,
we're talking the Grand Ole Opry.
Okay, I'm not musically inclined, so listen. Unless it's the '80s and hair bands.
The Seagulls. No.
So you're country music?
I do, yeah, country. Yeah. Country.
Okay.
We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
It's so much easier.
Rockabilly?
Yeah, more like classic-y kind of country stuff.
Okay.
Older stuff.
Now, we were talking about Johnny Cash before this.
Yeah.
You do Johnny Cash?
So I've written a show, which is partly where the writing stuff comes from. I wrote a show called Hurt, a tribute to the legend Johnny Cash. And that was the one we just did a couple weekends ago at the White Pines Theater, where it's a theatrical play where an older Johnny Cash is getting ready for a last show, and he has some flashback memories of two past performances, and then he comes out for the last show where it's a finale, and we just end the show, and we do like 27 songs or something like that through the show.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How was that received?
We had 562 attendees.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
that was our 8th time doing the show. So we did the Highwaymen Live Forever. That show was, in my opinion, that show was a better show. And it's another one that I wrote. But we had some really good suggestions all the way through it, and we built a really good show. And I'm working on one that's called Willie Nelson and Friends. It's based loosely on Willie Nelson and Friends shows that he did.
Yeah.
But we have this guy by the name of Ryan St. Pierre. Just phenomenal Willie Nelson. Like he doesn't even try. He just comes off as natural he's not, what's the word? It's not like he's mocking him.
Yeah.
But as far as like books are concerned, I think writing all of this, I write.
It's a
write
natural progression.
Yeah.
Now, when you were writing this, because you write for the stage as well, while you're writing this, are you thinking movie? Are you thinking like how would I be able to do this if I was like recording this or doing this?
It's a movie in my head.
Yes.
So when I'm describing these characters, I describe them third person, and I'm living it in my head first person. I'm imagining I'm cleaning off my blades in a river, to get the crusted on blood and bone and stuff. That's great. It's gross, but anyway.
No, I love that. I love it.
It's descriptive in certain areas.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the world is like, it's almost like a mix of medieval meets Viking meets just this weird, odd, fun fantasy.
And that's super popular right now, like with the success of Game of Thrones and you know, The Hobbit. My husband will watch every Hobbit movie anytime it comes on the movie. You know, he will watch every single one.
See, and I love Lord of the Rings movies. I just don't want to read the books.
You don't want to read the books?
I found them so slow.
The books are better.
Aaron, I know Tom Bombadil. I know all. I'm working through it.
The books are better.
And I know that the story will be better.
Yeah.
Because Peter Jackson's interpretation, sure. However, what I like about it all is the imagery and the work that he put into the videography. Like, it's just phenomenal shots and beautiful locations, and he captures the whole idea of the grandeur of the space and how little insignificant they are in this journey. Yeah. And yet the impact they have is huge. Like he nailed that.
Yeah.
So I like those parts of it.
The books are always better. I did a children's lit. I have an English degree, so I did a children's lit class, and I had to read The Hobbit. And I remember thinking, man, oh man, like, they can write anything, and I can picture anything. It was one of the books that really opened me up to escaping into another world.
That's a good description for me. Before that, I read, like, Sue Grafton. I don't know.
Yeah, A is for alibi, B is for
whatever.
burglar.
I forget what I read, but I read some. My parents made me. And then I read this other one that was I can't remember, the Windsinger series. It wasn't an overly popular story, but he was one of the writers that wrote the Gladiator movie.
Oh, okay.
But he did this series that follows these two siblings. And they go on this, like, adventure because basically the world is ending for them, for their village, their city, sorry. And everything's backwards. Well, they fix it all. And then at the end of it, the next book it's like a 3-book series. And I was like, oh, this is really, it's similar.
I was just going to say that probably influenced you.
Some of it. I don't really follow any of the kids. Like, 14-year-old, he acts more like a man.
Yeah.
What it is, it's like, again, it's like where kids want to be older. And that's what that's about. It's not necessarily meant for kids. It's written in an easier language. I am a huge proponent for not confusing my audience or making them look up dictionary words because I don't care for that. I don't care about it.
The person who uses a thesaurus to write a memo,
and it's like I'm sure that there might be a way that I could have more accurately said something. But I don't care.
Plain language.
This is mine.
So would you say, so this is regular general fiction, I would say, like general for your audience. Yeah. But would it be appropriate for 14 to 18-year-olds?
So there's a scene. Yeah. Where Sacha finds herself in a position with a particular sleazebag, and is not even and he's a real bad guy, and he tries to take advantage of her.
So maybe that's not appropriate.
No.
Okay.
No, because it is like non-consensual. This is going to happen to her.
Okay. I always try to ask what, because there are some young adults who read at a
higher level.
Yeah. And some of the books that are in the young adult
honestly,
area.
My daughter is a huge reader. My wife's a huge reader. Yeah. My wife reads all of those, like Sarah J. Maas and all of the romanticities. She reads all of that. Plus, she loves classic literature.
Yes. Sounds like we'd get along just
Wuthering
great.
Heights. All the fun.
Oh, I can't wait till that movie comes out.
Yeah, I don't know if she has any intentions for the movies, but she loves the books, and her face is always in one. And my daughter is very much like that as well, and she reads books along these lines. Like she's 13.
Okay.
Yes, and I know, and that's where it's like we're using parental discretion, and we're trying to get ahead of it to make sure that she's not getting into stuff she shouldn't. But the reality is, like, these kids are learning at like 10, 11 years old, to be honest.
You're right.
With access to the internet, there's nothing left to the imagination.
No, anymore. You're right. And so I used to work at the library. In our young adult section, like, people would say, well, my child's 11, but they're reading, they want to read the bigger books and whatever. And I always say, check out the subject matter, because these are for children 14 to 18, and 14 and 18 that's a big span.
It's a big jump.
Yeah. So some things are more appropriate for 18-year-olds and some are not.
So nothing necessarily happens to Sacha. She gets out of the situation. and the individual is thoroughly beaten, and everyone, like my wife said, oh, why haven't you killed him? I'm like, he comes in handy in the second book. I can't explain why. Because I haven't written that for her yet.
You needed him to do some nasty.
Oh, I need you to hate him on purpose,
Yeah.
and then I make you want to think you might like him, but then you remember he's a total creep bag, and then we solve all the problems. But I can't really get into how or what happens or what
No, you don't want
problems
to
we're
give it
talking
away.
about. But,
No.
but that's exactly, it's
Yeah.
like, and then there's a situation where she gets captured. Like, when I mean she doesn't get a break, I mean she does not get a break. She gets out of one situation, turns around, they finally land. She's healed now. She's not hurt, and then that happens with this guy, and then she's like, things are starting to look up again. She's at the next town, and she gets her head smucked in and taken. It's like where they're trying to draw out her chief to, like, hey, we want him because this is the guy we're after, and then we want to get rid of all of you, and we're going to use you to do that. And she manages to escape and get away, but all of it is happening because of the situation. And like in the meantime, bad things are happening and risky situations, and it's like by the skin of her teeth that she survives these things, right? Mm-hmm. Like in any normal situation, it would be way worse. There's a lot of distrust going on with her, but not her specifically, just within the group because of situations.
You need that stuff in your book, because if everything was tra-la-la,
yeah,
it would be for a very boring read. You need to have some sort of opposition, and so that's why you've got the bad guy, and that's why things are not going well for your female hero. I'll call it.
So they're all on the same mission, without their paths really crossing until two of them, which is fine. It's like Jorge and Darius, they collide. By circumstance.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you got left to lose? Let's go. So they kind of join up together. Sacha and her chief, Garrett, and what's the other one? Gorn is her father figure in it. He's just like a quieter, more stoic kind of individual. He's a little bit more of a rock.
It sounds like you've gotten to know these characters very well.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic humans. Yeah. So
are they human?
They're all humans.
Oh, okay.
Now in the second book, you'll just I'm not gonna ruin it.
No, don't ruin it. Anyway, you know what? We've been talking for half an hour.
I know, it goes fast.
It's crazy, yeah. Well, you know what? This is one of the books that I don't read all of the books, but this is one of the books that I'm really, really excited to read, because it's right up my alley. It's the genre I like. It sounds like something I like, and I really want to meet Sacha.
She is she is my favorite.
Okay.
And for the most part, her story is the most fleshed out.
Yeah.
Because the other two have more in the next book, in the next phase of everything that's happening.
Well, I can't wait. So thank you so much. And this is your debut book, Chains of Kings.
Yes.
The first of 3, correct? Well, you better hurry up, because once I finish this, I'll be looking for the second one.
I'm working hard.
Hurry up. Where can people get this?
You can get it off Amazon. I self-published.
Chains of Kings on Amazon. All right. Are you going to put any print copies downstairs?
I do have some downstairs. So,
in stones?
Yes, in stones as
well. Good. Good to know. Well, Jeffrey Wright, thanks so much for joining us for your debut book, Chains of Kings. Pick it up at Amazon or locally at Stones. You've been listening to The Book Cover on the Borderline. I'm Lisa Tucker, and remember, don't judge a book by its cover.
My name is Jeffrey Ivan Wright, and I am the author of Chains of Kings, a fantasy book that's written about a very wonderful world and going on an adventure following 3 main characters. And you can find the book on my website at jeffreywrightmusic.ca/about. You can also find it at Stone's Office Supply here in Sault Ste. Marie. And you can listen to my podcast that I did with The Book Cover with Lisa Tucker on The Borderline.